Hello everyone. Please respond in the chat box if you guys can hear me. Okay, good evening. Good evening. I'm your host Vidhi Kumari. Welcomes you again in this day 3 of 4 days live workshop on Python development conducted by Tech Optanet Services Private Limited. Without any delay, I would like to add our mentor Mr. Harsh Pranjal on the stage to start today's session.
Good evening, everyone. Today we are going to cover dictionary. There is one more data type, that is zip, and then we are going to cover one of the most important topic, that is functions. Okay. Okay. So just let me know if anyone having any problem or doubts. Okay. So there are no doubts. Okay. All right. So let's start with dictionary. Oh, okay. I will provide the data notes. See, similar as list, you can create a empty list like this, right? And you can also create an empty list like this. Okay. So similar, you can create a dictionary, empty dictionary. These are two ways to create an empty dictionary. Okay. Right. Okay. There are some terms. First is hashing. Other is key value pair. Okay. So suppose I have created a dictionary, and in last class we have discussed that dictionary stores the value in key value pairs. Okay. This is how dictionary stores its values. So first, let's provide it a key. Suppose A is our key and 1 is its value. Okay. B is our key, 3 is its value, right? So this is how we provide dictionary a value. Okay. It is a predefined dictionary initialized with value A and B. Sorry, keys A and B and values 1 and 3. Okay. Now this is key value pair, right? This A1 and B3. This is key value pair. But what is hashing? So we have seen that for storing a value in memory, Python use memory locations, right? Python use memory locations. Similarly, there is something Python means it is used in every language. Hashing is a type of data structure, right? A method for storing data. So what does hashing means? When we have created this dictionary, it stores values like this. A is bind with the value 1 and B is bind with the value 3. This is known as hashing. A is has to value 1 and B is has to value 3, right? This is hashing, right? So key value pairs are stored inside a dictionary. A key which has to value given value, right? A is a key which is has to the value 1. B is a key which is has to a value 3, right? Okay. So for accessing values in dictionary, we use key and it will print the value. It will print the value 1. The value of this key is 1. Let me use the print statement. Okay. Now it prints the value 1, right? Also, first write the syntax for this. accessing values, my dictionary, and then key. Okay, it will provide you the value. Okay, similarly, we are using index inside a list. Here we are using a key inside a dictionary, right? Now, there are some functions in dictionary. We have seen about copy, right? We copy two different data sets. Okay. Now there are some we have seen about pop. Okay, let me just repeat these. So I have a new dictionary, and this is my old dictionary, and we use copy to copy the values. Okay. See, this my dictionary 2 is printed with its key value pairs, right? Now, suppose if I will do 3 and then print my dictionary. Just let me know the output of this line and be quick. So it is a zip. It is a IPy extension file, right? So please use Jupyter Notebooks to open this file. Any guess what will be the output of this line? Okay, so it will provide an error, right? See, by mistake, I had just forgot the quotes, so that was taken as A, not as string A. Okay, not my key value. Now I have updated the value of A from 1 to 3. That's why it is printing A3, B3, and like that. Okay, so see, if I will use pop here, okay, just let me know the output of this one, this line. Okay, so see, here the pop produce an error, right? Not A3 only, here pop produce an error. So last time we have seen that while using pop with a list or with a tuple, or not with a tuple, only with a list, it deletes the last element of the list, right? But in dictionary, see, the values are not stored in memory location or something like that. Okay, in dictionary, the values are stored in a hash table or in key value pairs, right? This is a hash table. A is hash to 1, B is hash to 3, something like that. So pop doesn't work here. To execute a pop method, you have to provide a key inside that pop. In list, we are providing the index, right, to delete some particular index value. Here we have to provide it with the key. If you provide with the key, then it will work fine. See, B is deleted from my dictionary, right? So this just take a note here that pop always requires a key value while using with dictionary. Okay, so we have copy and we have seen pop, right? Okay, see, these are the values of my dictionary too, right? So we I think we didn't discuss clear with any data types, right? Not with list, not with tuples. So see, this is how clear works. Let's do my dictionary too, dot clear. So clear does nothing fancy, just delete each and every element from your list, from your data type. Okay, see, now my dictionary 2 is an empty dictionary. Okay, and clear deletes all the elements. Okay. Right. So now let's use this one again. Oh, before using that, see, I have created a my dictionary variable, right? A dictionary named my dictionary. Then we have deleted the key, that is B, using pop. So note one more thing: when you are deleting a key, its value pair is always deleted, right? Means that if you are deleting a key, the whole key value pair will be deleted, right? Okay. And one more thing, that inside a dictionary, a key may exist without value. Okay, without value. But a value cannot exist without a key. Okay. So by this, what I mean that there may exist a C, means the key C, which is not has to any value. It is none. It is just empty. Nothing is there, right? But there doesn't exist a empty key with some hashed value. Suppose I have a hashed value of 100. Okay, this is not possible. This may possible. Okay, this is possible. A key without any value. Okay, right. So we have seen clear, right? Okay. Now from keys. Okay, see. Uh, Let me first print first dictionary, not inside it. Okay, only A. See, I will use and then print. Yes. See, so what does this mean? This from key before from. Okay, before from key, let's use set default. Then we will get a clear picture here. Set default value 0. Then print dictionary. See guys, what does this set default means? It means that if there exists a B, means if there already exists a key value B, then let it be, don't change it. If there doesn't exist a key B, then create a B and insert the value 0 with it, right? So see, suppose, let's take example again. Let's create one more dictionary and give it a value of A with 100, B with 200. Okay, and let's again use this. Okay. See, here I am getting B with value 200. Why? So this is the use of set default. If the key is not present inside the dictionary, then create the key with the given value. Okay, it is not compulsory to just give 0. You can provide any value of your need, right? So this is the use of set default. If key is not present inside the dictionary, create a new key with the given value. If the key is present inside the dictionary, just don't touch it. Just let it be. Okay. Now we are looking for set default is completing update. See, there are multiple ways to update a dictionary. One simple thing is that suppose now my dictionary is containing a B with a negative value. Okay, let's use my dictionary. You can either use a key to update its value, right? See, the value is updated, or you can use and with a value, and you can print. Oh, now we are getting an error. See, okay, see, update. So update is used to, what we have created. Okay, let me take from this line. Right. Let's create a dictionary. Right. Right. So the update and use B and use dictionary. See what we are getting? We are getting an error, right? Okay. See, so first of all, just give it a key and then provide a value pair. Now again, we will get an error, right? Now, see, if we provide with -1, then again, int object is not iterable. So the meaning of providing update is take the list. I think list will again produce an error. Yeah. The value of, suppose we will take C and with 0, 15, 700. We will use it. And it will be okay. See guys, this is a very rare option. I rarely use this one. And just stuff here, I forgot about how the update works, right? So it is nothing but concatenation of two dictionaries. Okay, just let me know one thing, that everyone of you is clear with concatenation. What does concatenation mean? Okay, so what basically what is confusing? Let me know if there's any specific topic. So concatenation is nothing but, see what happened when you add two integers, it will provide some values, right? Here we get 5, right? Suppose if I have a string 1 and a string 2, and if I will use a plus operator, so this is what concatenation means. It just add a string at the end of the another string. Okay, that is what concatenation is, right? If I will do like this and again provide a space, see, this double quotes is also considered as a string. S1 is also a string, S2 is also a string. See, we get the concatenated string. This is what concatenation is, right? Okay. So we have dealt with update. We will see about these values, keys, items. Okay, get. See guys, okay, we have a dictionary here. Okay, just let me know the output of this line only, this print statement. Okay, yes, we will get an error. See, we are trying to access a key which is not inside this dictionary. It is similar to like we are trying to access an index which is not there in the list, right? We will get an error. See, key error C is not found. See, so we have created this dictionary. That's why we know that C is not inside this dictionary. But suppose if this dictionary is given by some module or some other functions, and we have no knowledge about what types of key it is containing, then we will use .get C. Let's see what it will give. So it gives you none, right? There is no error. What this none is telling that there doesn't exist a key with value 6. I mean C. I mean to say that there doesn't exist a key of C, right? So this is the advantage of using C. Sorry, get. Again, there is one more to use. You can provide a default value. It means that if the key is not present inside the dictionary, just print the default value. Now it is printing 0, right? So the syntax will be my dictionary variable dot get and the key to find, then the default value. If key is not present. Okay. We have seen get items, keys, and value. We'll see that in loops. Now, how loops works with dictionary. Let me copy this one. What I used, sorry, I have to use update, right? Choose a small d here. Now I have a bigger dictionary, right? Okay, guys, just let me know if you have any doubts till now in these predefined functions. Get, update, pop, set default, clear. Okay, no doubts. See, okay, we will talk about that key value pair. See, this is how we iterate in a dictionary. Okay. Now, if I will print I, see, we will be getting only the values of the key, right? No, the has values are not printed here. we will be getting only the keys, right? Okay, so for getting both, if you want the values, you will do use dot values print I and with see. Now okay, just let me use a print statement here. Okay, see, now we are getting only the values, not the key, right? At first we are getting only the keys, at second we are getting only the values. There is one more way to just iterate over only the keys, that is to use dot keys, right? This for loop also provide you only the keys. See, only the keys. Okay, this for loop will provide you only the values, right? If you want to iterate over both values and keys, okay, let me complete the loop, then we will discuss about the set default again. So for I in my dictionary dot items, so this is the function we will use to iterate over both key value pair. Okay, now there is a not an error, but we are missing something here. In this last for loop items, we are missing something. See, we are getting a, I mean we are getting the key values pair, right? A 1, B -1, C 0, right? But just let me know what is the data type of just this one key value pair. What is the data type? Or what is the data type of this I? Yeah, that will be tuple. This I is of type tuple. Okay, so each key value pair is written in the form of a tuple, right? But I don't want to access this tuple. If you want to access this key value pair separately, just use two variables inside the for loop. Okay, K for key and V for values. Let's use formatting. Just see, key A with value 1, key B with value -1, like that, right? So just see, from this example, what does this items is returning? This item method is returning you the tuple of the key value pair, right? So you have to extract this A separately and this one separately. Okay, for that we will use two different variables, right? So just observe one thing. This is how it is done in Python. If you want to assign A with value 10 and assign B with value 20, you can do it like this. Otherwise, you can also use this. Both are true statement. Okay, I mean both are valid statement. Both are same. Okay. So what this items is returning? Item is returning you a tuple of value key and value. Okay. This is the tuple returned by the item. Now okay. So now what we are doing, we are just assigning it to K and V. Okay, so this key will be assigned to this K and this value will be assigned to this V. Okay, that's what K and V will be printed, right? Okay guys, any doubt in items, use of items, values or keys, or just iteration over the dictionary? Set default. Okay, just let me one more example of set default. Suppose I have a dictionary, okay, and my keys are 1, values 1.1, 2, values 2.2. Okay, so someone is it data type? Whose data type? Okay, see, while using items, item method will return you a key value pair in a tuple form. Okay, in a tuple form. See, when we are creating a dictionary, it is not a tuple, right? It is just a key value pair. Okay, but it is the property of this item method we are using, this item function. It forms a tuple of the key value pair and returns it, right? See, we are getting a tuple. Whenever we are using items, we are getting a tuple. Now, if you want to access this key separately and this value separately, we will assign this tuple to this key and v, sorry, this k and v, right? This is what we are doing inside this for loop, in this first statement. A data type. So the data type of the k will be the data type of the key inside the dictionary. That will be, I think I am using string. Yes, a and b will be the string, and the data type of the v will be integer. Let's just print it. See, the type of a is string, 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 string. The type of k. Similarly, the type of v will be integer. Yes, k and v separate हो जाएगा, right? The key will be assigned to k and the value will be assigned to v. Okay. See, just let me know the output of this. What will happen if I will print a and b? Here, for this example, what happen if I will print a and b? I will get 10 for a and 20 for b. Okay. See, I will get 10 for a and 20 for b. Right? Okay. Let me provide it in a tuple. Now let's see what we will get. I will get 10 for a and 20 for b. This same thing is happening here, right? Same thing. Not a big deal, right? Yeah, 10 and 20. I think now the use of items is clear. Or default. Suppose someone is created a dictionary, right? Suppose this dictionary is created in some another program file. Okay. And right now I am using that dictionary. Okay. And I want to put a new key inside that dictionary, but I don't want to change if there existing a already a value, right? If there is a key, don't change the value. Otherwise, create new key. Right. This is the use of set default. So, see, now I am using my dictionary and it is already defined in some another part of code. I don't know that if a key exists there or not. So, for my need, I will create one more key B, and if this B doesn't see this B doesn't exist inside that dictionary, what happened? It will be defined with the value 0 only, right? So my dictionary, what I have in my dictionary. We're not using this one. See, see these are the last values of my dictionary, right? Now I have used the key B with the default value 0, but B already exists there, right? B already exists there with value -1. That's why we are getting B with value -1. Suppose if I use Suppose if I will use E, so E does not exist inside this dictionary, right? So we will get a key value pair of E and 0. We will get a key value pair of E and 0. So that is the use of set default, right? Okay. So we're working with the loops. Now, suppose I have a list of name key, and I have a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have a list of value. The list, suppose, okay. Suppose I want to create a dictionary from these two lists, and I want the dictionary in the form of the typical key value pair. Okay, the key will be selected from the key list, and the value will be selected from the value list. Okay, so how will we create that one? Just first create an empty dictionary, then use a for loop. Now, just can anyone just take a guess how the for loop will work? I mean, what I will write here, or how the for loop will look like? Any guess? Okay, so we cannot do like this. Okay, cannot do like this. Let's see what we will get. We will get an error. We can use multiple variables before in, but after in we have to use only a single variable only. Yeah, we will use zip. Just wait for that. So just take I in and just take the range of key. Okay, now what we will do, we will create a dictionary, a value I, sorry, not I, a value of key I, and we will assign a value I to it. Okay, and now print my dictionary. So everyone, just let me know this is clear. Okay, for I in key and value, let's just use that one also. And by using and, we are not getting any error, right? Now just print I. What we will get for I? See, for I, we are only getting the values, not the key. While we are using this key and value after in, we are not getting the values, we are only getting the keys. Sorry, we are not getting the here, yeah, we are not getting the keys, we are only getting the values, right? Okay, now, yeah, there is one more thing. If you will use, you could just use the zip for that. So everything is clear. Now we will see about zip, what this zip is. See, the same example. I am creating a new variable zipped, and I will use right. Let's print zipped. What zip will do? Oh, okay. See, what zip will do, it will create a tuple of the first element of the key and the second element, sorry, first element of the value, the second element of the key and the second element of the value, and like that. Okay, this is what zip will do, right? It says, see, the data type is somewhat similar to items, right? But the working principle of zip and items are different. Okay, so this is the syntax for zip. Iterable 1, iterable 2. See, if I will delete 4 from here, what we will get now? We will get only 1, 2, and 3. This is what zip will do. It will just take the length of the first, I mean the shortest length. Okay, the zip will create the tuples from the shortest length possible from both the given list. Okay, the shortest length will be 3, then 3 tuples will be created. Okay, and how these 3 tuples will be created? It will take the first element from one list and the first element from other, like that only. Then the 3 will get C, and there is no element in key to form a tuple with D, so there is no tuple. Okay, so this is what zip will do. Now we have seen that if I will print zip, it will print something else, not the values. See, it is not printing the values, right? So what is this? This is a hexadecimal number, right? And this is the memory address where this zip is stored. We have talked about the memory, right? How the variables are stored inside the memory. So this is the memory address where these variables, these form of tuples are stored. Okay, now we talked about zip. What is more? Unzip. Okay, if key more than key, what? Some error. We're talking about this. We are not getting any error, right? 5 is one extra. 5 is one extra. Value have only 4 items. Key having 5 items, but we are not getting an error. It only forms the, okay, just let me type there. It only forms the tuples, number of tuples equal to minimum value, right? Now it is not restricted to only 2 iterables. You can use, suppose I have one more, let's take this temporary. We have let's take zip key. Okay, just copy paste your code in the chat. Value temp. Oh, sorry, not the colon. For I zip type. So here we will get a tuple of more than 2, I mean 3 elements, because we are using 3 iterables. And again, the size of the tuple is the minimum length possible, and the minimum length will be this 4, right? The value having the minimum length 4. That's why you are getting only the 4 tuples here, right? So how these tuples were formed? The first element of key, first element of value, and the first element of temporary. Okay. See, so this is how zip work. It is like using loss. See, so we have worked with zipped files, right? So just let me take the example just here. Now, if you want to unzip, so first of all, just be very careful when using unzip. Okay. So first of all, just check the type of the variable you want to unzip. Okay. See, it is a zip type. Then we can unzip this. We can only unzip a zip type. Okay. See how to unzip. Let's so by default we know that this zipped variable storing three values. Okay, a tuple of three values. So see, if we are getting a tuple of three values, 1, 2, and 3, we need three variables on the left hand side, right, to store them, a, b, and c, something like this, right? Then only we can store the values, right? A can store b, sorry, A can store 1, B can store 2, and C can store 3, right? So for this, we want list 1, list 2, list 3 is equal to zip, and for unzip just use asterisk before writing the variable, right? And it's not unpacking. Wait, what we are getting a the variable, right? Wait, guys, we are getting some error here. What do we have? Yeah. Now, if we will print list 1, we will get few values. Now again, just delete this. Right. Now again, we are getting this is the zipped variable we have created. After combining the values of the list, key, value, and temporary, these same values will be transferred inside this list 1 only. There is no unzip pattern here. Let me print it. For I in list 1, print I. See, instruction. Wait, guys. Copy. Okay. Now it's right. Okay, guys, just let me know any doubts till iterables or in zip. Okay. Yeah, unzip. We are talking about that. Right. See, there is one very key note about that iterables we have just taken. See, when we are creating this zip, just comment out. When we are creating this zip, we are getting each and every value in the form of a tuple of three elements, right? We are getting each and every value of the form of a three value. Okay. Now, see, if there are three values to unzip on the right hand side, we need three values to store them on the left hand side. Suppose if we are unzipping this one, see, if we are unzipping this one, then we will get three different values on the left hand side to store those three tuples we get there, right? For storing each and every element of this tuple, we need three different values, three different variables, right? For storing this one, we need a. For storing this string a, we need variable b. For storing this 100, we need variable c, something like that, right? Okay, so see here. See, okay, not this one. Not this one. Okay, now see, it's not working. Just let me in this one first. Have we used temp? Oh, yes. Is there any- So, we have an object there, right? And we are getting an empty list here. You guys just leave this topic for tomorrow. I don't know why I'm getting some unexpected behavior here. Okay, we will discuss this unzipping pattern tomorrow. Okay, okay, just leave this one. Leave this unzipping. Okay, let's move on. Right. So now the use of zip. Suppose I want to create a dictionary, right? And for creating a dictionary, we have seen that, yeah, for creating a dictionary, we have seen that we are using range, right? Now, here the key and value pair, the key and value list is given to us, right? So we know that the length of both the pairs are same, both the lists are same. If the length doesn't match, not for key, let's take the example of the value. See, if the length of the value is smaller, see what we will get. We will get an error. Why? Because this error is similar to this one. Yeah, this one. See, this error is similar to that we are creating a key. We are creating a key for without having a value, right? See, this is list index out of range. So this error arises because we want to create a key without a value given. Okay, this particular list index out of range is because we want to access the index number of a value, sorry, yeah, index number of the value which doesn't exist, right? But for the same we are trying to create a key for without any defined value, right? So that is one of the main reason. So to tackle this, we will use, we have, okay, let's okay, first discuss this one, then we will come to unzip. See, now to tackle this one, let's create a list of key value pairs and use that these lists only using zip. right? We have a value, we have a key. Now, see, the zip will take care of the smaller size length or the larger length. Okay, there will be no problem if we will provide both the list of different length, right? We have seen that zip will create the tuples of minimum length possible, right? So now how we will iterate over zip? We will use for I in zip, no, not zip, yeah, for I in key value, and let's create a dictionary, empty dictionary. My dictionary value I is equal to, now again this key value means this zipped key value is containing again two variables inside it, right? I mean the tuple with two pair, the key value pair. Okay, to access that key value pair we again need two variables here, right? Okay, so we will get a key and a value, something like this. And now if we will print my dictionary, my dictionary, now we will get the dictionary. Okay, so it will automatically take care of the bigger length or the smaller length, whatever that is, the difference in lengths, right? It will take care of the difference of length. See, we have used value first, let's use key first and then value. Again it will take care of the length, no problem with that. So for creating a dictionary with two different lists, always prefer zip. Okay, now we have some posts in the chat. Okay, okay guys, so I'm doing a mistake here. Code. Yeah, so here, right, I don't think that that will also work, but let's see. Ah, we're getting it in most closed so working ones. Just leave the unzip for today, guys. We will see it tomorrow. Okay, now from zip, let's jump to functions. So we have see till now whatever we have learned, right? You can say that those are the basics of Python, very basics, the base of Python, right? From now on, we are going to look into functions, class and objects, methods, and different use cases of OOPs. Just take a 2-minute break, okay? And we will start functions. So guys, functions are going to be a tricky one. Just take a small break. So guys, let's continue. Suppose you have provided with a task. Suppose you have provided with a task, you have to just add two numbers and then find the square of those numbers, right? The sum. First, just add two numbers and then find the square of those numbers, right? This is your task. Okay. So we have create a, take the input from user, then create b, take the input from user. Okay, for this input part, let's really use some files only. Functions number 5. Yeah. And then what we will do, we'll create a C, just add two numbers, the given numbers, and we have to get the square, right? So this is how we get the square. These double asterisks are used to get the power, right? Anything to the power. This is how we will get a cube, 4, 5, 6, and whatever types of power you will need, right? Okay, just use my print statement here. Okay. See, now the code is asking you to enter the value of a. Let's give it 1. Value of b is 2, and the square of 3 is 9, right? Then again you need to do the same, right? Suppose, what is our first task? Our first task is to add two numbers and then calculate its square, right? Now our second task is to add two numbers and calculate its square for 300 times, right? We have to take 300 times the user input. Then again, you have to calculate the power of those sums for 300 times, something like that. Okay, we have to repeat the same process for 300 times, right? Something like this. Okay. Okay, so the, okay, just, can anyone just let me know what will be the approach to this one? What you will do if you have assigned with some tasks like this? Okay, so the first approach you should use is a for loop for I in range 300. Okay, just to take an example, just take it as 5. Then again, just use this inside the for loop, right? Take care of the indentation. Now what happened? See, it is asking me for the value of 1, sorry, a, and then it's printing the first value, right? The first value of C. We have to repeat this for 5 times. See, it's print it for 5 times. Okay, this same code starts running for 5 times, but using a for loop for the repetition of a calculation process is not a very viable option, right? Here we are just taking the square, right? Suppose if our task is to something like this, create a, sorry, write a code to add two functions and then find the value of sine of that function, right? Sine is basic trigonometry, that sine, and you have to find the value of the sine of that sum, something like that. And then again, if you will get the final answer, then store that final answer inside a dictionary, something like this. So basically, mean to say that if you are assigned with some complex task and you have to repeat that task again and again, right? For that, using a for loop is not a very good option. You can either you can just write that piece of code for 300 times, or there is one more option, that is using a function. Now, what is a function? From this, you can derive a definition that function is a block of code which can be repeated, I mean executed again and again, right? So what I mean, suppose this is how you define a function. The first syntax will be use the def keyword. It is the keyword def. Yeah, reusable blocks of code. The use the keyword def. Okay. Then use the function name. You have to name your function, right? After that, inside this brackets, you have to define what that function is receiving, right? So let's variable one. We have variable two. Let's see the example. Suppose the basic example is, suppose we want to define a function which adds two numbers, right? Add two numbers and print the sum, right? Now okay, use print sum. Okay, comma b. See guys, just take notes here. Okay, this a and b, see, this is the name of the function. This is how we create a function. And to execute the codes inside that function, we have to call that function. Okay, and this is how we call a function. Sorry, this is how we call a function. Okay, so the syntax for function call is function name, arguments. Arguments are these a and b, which will be transferring to this function. Okay, so just think like this, that sum is a function which will print a plus b. Okay, which will print a plus b. Now, so we are giving sum these two variables a and b. There should be something here to receive these variables. Okay, we are sending these variables a and b to sum. There, yeah, it is similar to c. So there must be some variables to receive these a and b. Okay, let's name them as x and y, right? Just use x and y. See, okay. Now this and execute this one. It is asking me for the value of a, which will be 12, the value of b, which will be 13, and we are getting 25, the sum of them. Now, you guys, just take a look, right? So function is nothing but a block of code, right? Okay, so here, this block of code, the size, no. This block of code receives something. Okay, what it receives? It receives x and y, right? Okay, now suppose we are calling this, we are calling the function. Okay, we are calling the function, and the function call, for the function call, what is the syntax we are using? Arguments, right? For the function call, the syntax we are using function name with the values we want to transfer. right? With the values we want to transfer. Right. So this is how things are working there. Now, see how the function call works. We have already defined a function, a block of code, and it is doing something, right? Just leave that code part. Okay. So our function receives something and we are providing something, right? Right. So these are known as arguments, actual arguments and arguments, right? So we are providing arguments A and B, and A and B are received by X and Y. So how this receiving process works? Okay, the value of this A will be transferred to this X, and the value of this B will be transferred to this Y only. That is, just keep that in mind. The value of this first variable A, the value of that first variable will be always transferred to the first receiver there, right? The first receiver inside the function. Suppose we have A, B, and C. Suppose this is a function call, okay, and we have defined a function here, which is receiving. Just name the receiving variables as X, Y, and Z. So now this A, the value of this A will be received by this X only. Okay, the value of this C will be received by this Z only, not Y, right? The value of this B, this will be received by Y, right? So just take this in mind. Okay, I'll say the just take a note about this. This is very important. How the values will be received there. It always goes on sequence, in sequence, right? So okay, just use a very basic exercise. Use a display function. Okay, now so what we are doing inside this method, we are doing nothing, just printing the value of X and Y, right? We are only printing the value of X and Y, nothing else. Okay, and what is this X and Y? These are the arguments. We are passing the values to X and Y through this A and B. Okay, now I just let me know the output. Okay, we just add a print statement here. Now just tell me the output. Just tell me what will be printed here. What will be printed on the screen? Okay, it's only 12 and 13. The value of this A will be transferred to this X, right? The value of this B will be transferred to this Y only, right? Now, see. Okay, so now tell me what will be printed on the screen. Just tell me what will be printed on the screen. Yeah, we will be getting 200 and 100. So, see what happened here. See, we have defined a function, and what this function is doing, it is just printing the values and nothing else. Okay, now we have two arguments here, that is X and Y, right? We have designed a function call inside that function call, see, just take a look. Inside that function call, we are first transferring B and then transferring A, right? So what we are doing, we are first transferring B and then we are transferring A, right? So the value of this B will be transferred to this X, and the value of this A will be transferred to this Y only, right? For that, we have given the value of 100 to A, and we have given the value of 200 to B, right? First, the value of B is transferred to X, that is 200 is transferred to X. Then the value of A is transferred to Y, that is this 100 is transferred to Y. That's why when we are printing X and Y, the X is 200 and Y is 100, right? Guys, just let me know if you have any problems or doubts till now, because it is the very basic of functions, how functions works, what are arguments, how arguments are transferred, how a function call works. Okay, no doubts. See, so just let me here for your notes. Okay. Okay. See, guys, there are some, we have seen that, we have seen copy, right? We were using copy like this. Then again, we have seen set default. And for set default, we have to give some values, that is something like B and 0, right? These are nothing but functions. Okay. Yes, there are some more things about these functions. These are some special functions, but these are nothing but functions only. Okay. See, we are transferring some values, some arguments inside this set default. Just we have seen just right now, right? We are transferring the values inside this display. See the values of A and B. Similarly, we are transferring some values inside this set default. But inside this copy, we are not transferring any values. Yeah, these are predefined functions. So inside this copy, we are not transferring any values, right? Similarly, there are some functions. Suppose I want to use math and is equal to square root of 4. Okay. Now print A. Just let me know the value of A. What is the value of A and what is this math and what is this SQRT? All these things. What is this SQRT? What is math and what is the value of A? The value of A will be 2. That's correct. Now tell me what is math. Yeah, math is a library. Now what is this SQRT? This SQRT is square root, that's right, but SQRT is a function, right? Okay, math is not a function. SQRT is a function. See, we have seen earlier, right, how to import a module and what is a module, what is a library. We have just seen, I think, yesterday only. So math is a library. We are importing a library in a function math. And SQRT is some function. Similarly, we have seen right now this display. SQRT is nothing but some functions used inside that library only. See, now just tell me what is this for? What is this for is? We have just seen the function, right? We have just seen a function, how the function call works. So what is this for? Yeah, the 4 is the argument. So just just notice one thing. Just tell me what this print is. What is this print? Yeah, parameter arguments. Those are same. What is this print? Yeah, again, print is a function, and whatever we pass to the print, that is an argument, right? So from starting, we are using only print, right? We don't know about functions, what is a function, but we are using print again and again, right? So that is a very good definition of a function. What is a function? We don't have to write the, see, this is the code of the print. This is how the print is defined. You are looking at the code of the print, right? These blue things, this line number 112, this is how the print is defined, right? Every, okay, just see, from this line 103 till this line 117, each and everything is important to print a string on the screen. We are again and again printing that the value of a, b, c, d, something like that, right? So these many lines of code are required there to print the value of even a single variable. But we are not going to use, but we are not going to write these numbers of codes again and again, right? That's why these codes were put inside a function, and we are again and again using that function only. What we are doing, just calling the function with a small name print, passing an argument that is either a variable name or we are passing a string, nothing more, and that will be printed on the screen only, right? Okay, isn't math a built-in module? Yes, math is a built-in module. So this is the very best example of a function. There is a block of code which is defined somewhere else, and we are using that again and again. That is what the main motive of a function is, right? Okay, just quickly let me know why we are getting 2.0, not 2. We know the square root of a 4 is 2, right? Why we are getting 2.0? And again, if you want to see the codes inside this math, just press control and click. You will get inside the math module. These many functions are there inside the math module, right? Yeah, we are getting the float value. See, so we have seen multiple types of functions till now, right? There is some function copy, which is not taking any argument. This copy is not taking any argument, but we are calling a function. We are calling a function square root, which is taking an argument. We are calling a function print, which is also taking an argument. Just note one thing. Okay, for better example, let's use this. Okay, see, we have seen copy, which is not taking any argument. We have seen print, which is taking an argument. Now we have seen another function, that is square root, which is taking an argument. And it is also returning some value. It is doing some operation on that argument, and it is returning some value. We are getting 2.0, right? That is a value returned by this function. This function performs some calculation on 4, and it returns some value, right? First of all, let's in the data type conversion, now we are getting 2. Okay, so this sqrt is returning also, right? From this you can observe that there are functions. First of all, that is, okay, instead of here, let me write for the notes only. There are functions, first of all, without arguments. and with arguments. Okay, one more thing. There are some functions which are returning some values, and there are some functions which are returning nothing, right? This print is returning nothing. We're not storing this print into anything, right? And just take a look here also. If you use b to receive something, I mean, if suppose print is returning something, let's suppose when print the value of b, we will get that value into b or variable b. See, the value of b is none. It means this print function is returning nothing. Okay, so that return, that some function is returning something, that is known as return type, right? So there are functions with return and there are functions without return. Now just use your permutation combination. Just let me know how many types of function we will get. There are without arguments, with arguments, with return, without return, right? There are in total 4 types of functions, right? With arguments with return type, okay, without arguments and with return type, with arguments and without return type, right? And then we will get without arguments, without return type. 24. Okay guys, just let me know if you are having any doubt till now. Any doubts? Yes, while using permutation combination, we have 2 options here with return, without return. We have 2 options here with argument, without argument. 2 into 2, we will get 4. Just let me know if there are any more possible combinations are there. Yeah, I will provide yesterday's notes. Just let me know if you are having any problem, any questions. No, right? Now we have seen how these function calls works for all these different types of functions. Okay. Now let's say how to create these. See, so clearly we have seen a use here. That is, this one is with argument without return type. See, while calling this display, are we receiving any values in some other variables? No, right? If we will print this C, just guys, let me know what will be the value of this C, this line. Yeah, none. We will get none. And what does this none mean? This none means nothing. There is nothing returned from this function only, right? So now let's see how to create a return type. Okay, just do this. And, and guys, just research from your side. There are many more libraries other than math which you can use. I think you are provided with a task where you have to use this math library, right? See, now see, this is the basic syntax. You have to always follow the basic syntax. My function, and to return anything, to return anything, if you want to return anything from your function, you have to use the keyword return. Okay, suppose I want to return 1, right? And guys, always take care of these indentations, right? Python always works on indentation. Okay, just let me know the type of this function. We have just discussed about these 4 types, right? What is the type of this function? No, it's without argument with return type, right? It's without argument with return type. Yes, it's without argument with return type. Okay, guys, see. Now, if we will execute this one, one is printed what is 1, one is the value of a, and what is a? A is nothing but storing the value of this return, right? This function is returning something, and a is catching that value only, right? Okay, there is one more thing. Suppose instead of first, I will define my function after the function call. See, my function call is at line number 4, and I am defining my function at line number 8, right? See what we will get. We will get an error, right? Why we are getting an error? Okay, this error is something similar to, just leave this error. Okay, just let me know the guys the output of this one. Yeah, just let me know the output of this line, these 2 lines only. Print, the print function we are using is always with argument, right? We are passing the argument here. Yeah, line Janu, that's only the use of interpreter. But just let me know the output of this. Yeah, Ankur, that is something else. We will talk about this print. See, for this code, we will get an error, and the error is a is not defined. Okay, a is not defined. So it is in our habit that we always create the variable first. We always create the variable first, and then we use the variable, right? Now we are not getting any error. The value 10 will be printed. See, that is somewhat similar with functions. Okay, in function, before function call, you have to create a function. At this particular example, I am calling a function, and then after the call I am creating a function, right? This is similar to, I am using a variable, and after that I am creating the variable, right? Now we are getting an error, name my function is not defined, similar to that a, right? So always take care of that. Before calling any function, just define that first, right? Now we won't get any error, and the value 1 will be printed. Okay, so instead of this, let's define a more usable function. Suppose we have a function of calculate sum sqrt. So we want to calculate the sum of the square root of 2 numbers, right? So we have 2 numbers here, a and b. We are receiving 2 arguments, a and b. Let me import first math. Now return square root of a plus square root of b. Okay, yeah, first define then use. Now suppose we are going to call calculate square root with the values 2, let's not use 2, something, let's use 9. Okay, now either you can save that in a variable and then print the variable, or you can directly call that function inside the print statement. Let's use something like 16 and 25, right? Both are valid. Okay, in this case, what is happening? We are calling the function with the values and 9 and 4. 9 will be transferred to A, 4 will be transferred to this B. Okay, after that this function returns something, right? It will return some value A to A. That value will be saved to A, then A will be printed. Okay, this is what happened in this case, line number 6 and 7. While the execution in line number 8, what happened? We will first calculate this square root. Okay, just if it's possible, let me debug this one. We will get a good look. Yeah, see, just see how the function works, how your code is going to work, right? After executing these lines, now our interpreter in this line, okay, our interpreter stuck in this line. I have used the pointer to break the interpreter here right now. Okay, let's see how it will work. Okay, let me define some more here. Then again some this is how nested function calls works. Print is a function, calculate sum of square root is also a function. We are calling a function inside some other function, right? Some other function call. See how it work. See, after this, when we encounter this print statement, our interpreter just jump to this calculate some square root, right? After, okay, just let me take a breakpoint also here. Okay, see, after from this point, for this, we are calling a function calculate sum of square root here. Our interpreter goes to this calculate sum of square root. Then from that, it comes inside the function. Now the calculation will happen. See, the value of A is 9 and the value of B is 4. We have passed the value of A as 9 and the value of B as 4, right? Now the value of A and B inside the function is 9 and 4. Now the calculation will happen. Okay, after this, the function, see, this is how the function call works. The function is called from this point only, right? The function execution starts from this point only. Then after executing each and every line of code, the function return to the same line. Function line number 6 से call किया गया था and function will return to the line number 6 only, right? After that, the new value of this A, the calculate sum square returns 5. The new value of this A is 5. The new value of our A is 5. This print statement will print A, right? Now, inside this print statement, what will happen? There are two function calls, this print and this calculate sum of square root. Okay, now consider this. So always, whenever there is nested function calls, always move from inside out direction, right? The function call at the center will always execute first. See, now we are at line number 9. Next, we will jump to line number 3. After line number 3, we will jump to line number 4, right? Now the value of A is 16 and the value of A is 25. Okay, after calculation, it will return some value and we will return again to line number 9, right? Again, notice the function call occurs at line number 9. After the completion of the function, we will again come back to line number 9 only. Okay, now the calculate square root returns some value 9, which will be now given to this print, which will be given to this print. the value will be printed. Now I have just write this printf statement to stop the debugging only, right? Okay guys, just let me know. I think this one is a very good example or visual example of how a function works. Just let me know if you have any doubt. See, first the value of this 9 and 4 will work, then the value of this 16 and 25, that is 9, will be printed. Just let me know if there are any doubts. What print? What prints user? Oh, this last one. It is only there to stop the debugging, nothing more. There is no significant of that one. Explain again. Just tell me some specific point. I'm not going to explain again everything. Now see, there are some problems here, right? So I think everyone is okay with this code. Let me put it on. Okay. Now see, suppose instead of two values, what happen if we will provide only one value? Okay, just let me know the type of this function. We have read the 4 types, right? Let me know the type of this function. Yeah, I will discuss about that empty print statement. Let me know the type of this function. Okay, B0 by default. See what happened. Now we will get an error. Why we are getting an error? We transfer 9, right? This 9 will be transferred to this A. We have seen that this first will be transferred to this first only. The first argument will be transferred to argument 1 only. What happen if there is no argument 2? There is no argument 2. Then nothing will be transferred to this argument 2, right? Nothing will be transferred to Y. Similarly, we are transferring 9 to A, but there is nothing which will be transferred to B. B is nothing, right? Blank, nothing. So here in this return statement, what we are trying to calculate? We are trying to calculate square root of nothing. There is no number inside B. B is totally blank. That's why this error, we are getting an error. See, missing one required positional argument B. There is no value provided to B. So we are getting an error. Okay. I will suggest that take a note of this one. We will get an error. Error, less number of arguments. Okay, that's it. Okay. See, now how to handle these situations, right? See, we have seen that we are using square root from some other module, some other library. So I know that square root uses only one argument, right? We have to transfer only one argument to some this function. But suppose if there is some function I don't know about that function, we have seen that I don't know about this unzip method we are using, right? So how to tackle those situations? Suppose you are creating a function and there may be a situation where the user of that function don't know how many arguments you have to provide, right? So we provide a value here, right here, okay, inside the function, and this value is known as default. Okay, default values, right? See, now we don't get any error. And the value is 6. How the value is 6? This 9 will be transferred to this A, and this B is taken the default value, that is 9 we have given there, right? And the square root of 9 and plus 9 is, that is 3 plus 3 6, right? See, Okay, let me give you one more example, that is print calculate sum of square roots, and we have the value, suppose we have the value 25 and not 9 or 16. Now guys, let me know the output of this print statement. The output of this print statement. Yeah, we will be getting 9. 5 plus 4, 9. So how this default value works, when you are not provided with any value, then use 9. If you are provided with a value, then use the value given to you, right? This is how this default works. Okay, if no value, no values given during function call, right? This is how default values work, right? So guys, the use of this default value clear to everyone? Now see, there are some pitfalls while using a default value. Okay, see, I didn't give any function calls, but it's showing an error from the starting, right? So there are, you have to take care of some things while using a default value, right? You cannot use an argument, normal argument, after providing a default argument. We have provided the default 9, right? You cannot provide a normal argument after a default one. Okay, so C is not accessed, no default argument follows default arguments, right? If I will provide C with value 10, then it will be okay. But if I will leave C like this, it will produce an error, right? Okay, just give me a very basic example why it is giving an error. So just focus on this line number 11. Okay, so what we will think, that this 25 is going to transfer to this A, and this 16 will be transferred to this C, and B is getting the default value, right? But this is not happening. Okay, we have seen that the transfer of values occur in a sequential manner, right? In a sequential manner from top to bottom. This 25 will be transferred to this A, this 16 will be transferred to this B, and then the C remains empty. We are getting again the first error we are facing when there are no default values, right? We are again getting in this type of condition, right? See what we will get. No default argument follows default argument. Okay, so it is a normal argument, that is no default argument. Just take care of these cases while using a default argument. Okay, okay, error, no default argument followed by default argument. Nice. Now let's see some other ways of function calling. Suppose if I will provide some value here, right? So just right now I have said that the transfer of values occur in a hierarchical manner, that is top to bottom, right? Suppose if you want to uh, give your specific values to some specific variables, like suppose I want to transfer 16 to A, right? And this 25 to C, I don't want to give any values to this B, right? I want to use the default value 9, right? So if I will write like this, then this 16 will be transferred to this A, and this 25 will be transferred to this B only, right? but I want 16 for A and 25 for C. For that, just use the name of the arguments which are receiving there, right? Now it will be okay. 16 will be transferred to A, 25 will be transferred to C. Okay, leave by using commas. See, 16, comma, comma, and 25. Right now, before execution, we are getting an error. Okay, so not happening that, and yeah, this one. So just use this, the name of the arguments which are present there for receiving the values A equal to 16, C equal to 25, right? So these are some what you call the power of Python, right? Some plus points for Python. Now, if you will execute the square root of 25, 5, 4, and 9, 3, right? We are getting the value 7. Oh, sorry. The return type I have forgot to add the C. Yeah. C, we are getting 12. Okay. So, most of the time, in many cases, you will see the function calls like this only. Okay. With specific arguments name, right? This one is very important. Okay. Let's call it targeted value assignment. Okay. Now, okay, you want to go for advanced. Let's see. See, guys, similar as square root, catch is something. Okay, catch is some function. You can say that catch is a decorator. There is one new term coming, that is decorator. Okay, so this is how catch works. You will write catch like this. Okay, just you have to suppose there is a function, you have to work catch, you have to use catch with that targeted function, then write at the rate catch in just above of that, and before that just import the catch, okay, from function tools. Okay, so what is the use of catch? So we, I think, okay, 5 minutes left. Let's use now. Battery is dead. My function. Okay, we have my function and we are transferring value, suppose 2. Then we have my function, then we are transferring value 3, and then we have my function and we are transferring value 2. See, time is another module, sleep is a method, and sleep 2 means that our programs wait here whenever the interpreter, okay, just take one, whenever the interpreter reach this point, the execution of the program will stop for 1 second only, right? Now see, when the before the print of the first value, it wait for 1 second, right? Okay, so use the input here. Okay, see, we have a delay of 1 second, and this cursor stops here because I have put an input here. Now see what happened when I will press, I press enter, right? There is no delay and the code just exits. Why using at the rate symbol before cache? This is how you use a decorator. See, there are some syntax, right? We are using a def keyword for defining a method. We are using at the rate for using a decorator. Okay, and let me just finish this one. Okay, so why the value of my function 2 is not printed here? And again, let's use one more, my function 3. Okay, and again run this one. See, there is always a delay of 2 seconds, and after enter, the value of 2 and 3 is not printed. Why? And if I will use my function, suppose 10, see the execution. See, after 2 seconds, the value of 10 is printed, but not 2 and 3. Okay, so the role of the cache, we have seen the dictionary, right? I have told you about hashing. So we has the key value pair in a dictionary. Cache is something about dictionary and hashing. Okay, let me copy everything. Okay, so how does this cache works? What does this cache will do? This cache will create a hash table. Okay, and what is the role of this hash table? See, at first when we are uh, using the value 2 and 3 for a, it works, right? 2 gives us the value of 4 and 3 gives us the value of 9, right? We are getting the squares. This is the what I am typing here. This same thing is done by cache. It will create a hash table where the argument value 2 is mapped to the return value, the printed value 4. Again, this argument value 3 is mapped to this value 9. And why we are not getting the answer of this 2 and 3, and why we are getting the value of this 10? So the reason behind that, what is the square 100? The reason behind that, when we are again and again, when the same inputs occur again, avoiding, yeah, that is the cache. Okay, when we are again and again calling the function with the same inputs, we have already called the function with the value 2, right? When again we call the function again with the value 2, the cache will avoid the execution of the function. The function does not execute for the same value. Why? Because cache has already calculated if the value occurs, what will be the output there will be. Okay, right? So this is what the use of cache. So to do this, see the difference, instead of print, just write return a asterisk asterisk 2. Now we will get the value of each and everything. Print my function 2, then again, sorry, then again print my function 2. Now we will get the output for both. See, the 2-second delay for this 4, but there will be no delay this for this 4, right? Let's take a input here. Okay, see, there is a delay for printing this 4, and now the program waits for this input only. Now please observe the output very carefully. There will be no delay out after entering some values, right? See, there is no delay for printing this 4. Why? Because the function didn't execute for this one, right? The function execute for this 4 only, and this 4 is printed by using this cache. Okay, I think everyone of you get the use of that cache. Now where we do use cache, so I will just suggest you that use your local system, your laptop, your computer, to get the factorial of some big numbers. Suppose let's take the factorial of 1 2 3 4 5. That will be big enough. Just try to calculate the factorial of this and use a separate code to get the factorial of, first get the factorial of 1 2 3, then get the factorial of, suppose start with 100, a smaller number, start with 23. You guys know, right? Factorial, even the factorial of 23 will be a very large number. then use 123, and then use something like this, right? And you will see the difference in the execution, the time taken to execute this code and the time taken to execute this code while using cas. Okay. And guys, if you are having any doubts till now, then let me know. Otherwise, we will just end the session for today. So no doubts. This will be your task. Yeah, I will give you the notes. Yeah, class uses that hit and miss. That is what memory management will do. Math and type will use to no, no, it doesn't use CSS. Okay. Okay. See, while using this sleep or see, guys. Okay, Matt. For your reply, I think there is some more theory about operating system, how your operating system works, right? So you will get the answer when you study about your operating system, how the operating system works, how the life cycle of execution works. Then you will get the answer, right? That is a very deep question. How things work. There is no CSS behind that. Okay, so there are no more questions. Thank you for today, guys.
Thank you everyone for this amazing and informative session. That was all for today. We will continue our learning in last day of our workshop, that will be tomorrow. Wishing to see you all again tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Thank you.